They didn't expect this after Berlin. Nobody, and we mean nobody, expected Eala's rise to happen this fast. What started as quiet optimism has suddenly turned into one of the biggest stories in women's tennis. Her impressive performances have captured attention across the WTA, leaving fans excited and analysts searching for answers. But what really changed after Berlin Open? And why are so many people suddenly talking about Eala as one of the brightest young stars in the sport? Stay with us, because this breakthrough could be the moment that changes everything. The Berlin Open was supposed to be another important stop on the WTA calendar, featuring established stars and top-ranked players competing for valuable momentum before the next major tournaments. Most fans expected the headlines to focus on the biggest names in women's tennis. However, Eala managed to attract attention in a way very few young players can. From the moment she stepped onto the court, there was a different level of interest surrounding her matches. Fans were eager to see how she would perform against elite competition. What surprised many observers was not simply her talent, but her confidence under pressure. She looked comfortable competing on one of the biggest stages of her career. Throughout the tournament, Eala demonstrated maturity beyond her years. Her movement, shot selection, and mental toughness showed signs of a player developing rapidly. Commentators began discussing her potential more seriously, while social media conversations exploded with praise for her performances. The biggest impact wasn't necessarily measured in wins and losses. It was the way she captured attention. Tennis fans who had never followed her career suddenly wanted to know more. Videos featuring her highlights gained significant traction online, and discussions about her future became increasingly common. For WTA observers, this represented something important. The organization is always looking for emerging stars who can inspire new audiences and bring fresh excitement to the sport. Eala appeared to be checking many of those boxes. But what truly made Berlin different was the feeling that something bigger was happening right before everyone's eyes. Every time she stepped onto the court, there was growing anticipation. Fans weren't just watching a match anymore. They were watching a young player trying to prove she belonged among the best in the world. And with each performance, she gave them another reason to believe. What stood out most was her composure. Many young players become overwhelmed when facing higher-ranked opponents or playing under the spotlight. Eala seemed to embrace the challenge. She played with confidence, trusted her game, and refused to look intimidated. That mindset immediately caught the attention of analysts who understand how important mental strength is at the highest level of tennis. The reaction online was equally impressive. Tennis communities across social media platforms began sharing clips of her best moments. Fans debated her future ranking potential, while others started comparing her development to some of the biggest breakthrough stories seen on the WTA Tour in recent years. The buzz continued to grow with every passing day. Even more importantly, Berlin Open gave Eala something that every rising player needs: belief. Success at major tournaments creates confidence, and confidence often creates even better performances. Suddenly, the conversation around Eala was no longer about whether she had potential. The conversation had shifted toward how quickly she could turn that potential into something truly special. As Berlin Open concluded, one thing became clear: Eala was no longer just another rising prospect. She was becoming one of the most talked-about young names in women's tennis, and many people inside the sport were beginning to realize that her journey toward the top might be moving much faster than anyone expected. One of the biggest surprises surrounding Eala is the speed of her popularity growth. Many talented players spend years trying to build a loyal international fan base. They win matches, climb rankings, and gradually earn recognition. But in Eala's case, the process appears to be moving much faster. What makes this rise so fascinating is that it is not being driven by one single result. Instead, it is a combination of performance, personality, timing, and opportunity all coming together at exactly the right moment. Part of this rapid growth comes from her story. Sports fans love athletes who represent more than statistics and rankings. They connect with journeys, challenges, and determination. Eala has become a symbol of possibility for many young tennis players, particularly in regions that have not traditionally produced large numbers of WTA stars. Her success demonstrates that talent can emerge from anywhere and compete against the very best. Another major factor is her style of play. Modern audiences want excitement. They want athletes who compete fearlessly and are willing to take risks. Eala's aggressive approach often creates dramatic moments that attract attention. Whether she is hitting winners, chasing difficult balls, or showing emotion after important points, she gives fans something memorable to watch. Social media has also played a huge role. In previous generations, players depended almost entirely on television exposure and tournament coverage. Today, a single highlight can reach millions of people within hours. Every impressive performance by Eala creates new opportunities for fans to discover her. Clips are shared, discussions begin, and interest continues to grow. The support from Filipino fans has been extraordinary as well. Every athlete dreams of having passionate supporters, and Eala has built exactly that. Her matches generate excitement not only among tennis fans, but also among people who may not normally follow the sport. That kind of support creates momentum that is difficult to ignore. Perhaps the most interesting aspect is how quickly neutral fans have become invested in her journey. Many initially watched out of curiosity, but they stayed because they enjoyed what they saw. Her determination, attitude, and willingness to compete against anyone have earned respect throughout the tennis community. This combination of skill, relatability, and growing visibility is rare. It explains why her popularity appears to be accelerating far beyond what many experts originally predicted. At this stage, Eala is not simply gaining fans. She is building a global audience eager to see what she does next. As Eala continues gaining recognition, reactions throughout the tennis world have become increasingly interesting. Not long ago, discussions about her focused primarily on potential. Analysts talked about what she might become in the future. Today, those conversations are changing. More people are beginning to focus on what she is accomplishing right now. Former players have praised her maturity and composure. Many understand how difficult it is for young athletes to perform under pressure. The spotlight can be overwhelming, especially when expectations begin to rise. Yet Eala has shown signs of handling those challenges with impressive confidence. Media coverage has increased dramatically. Tennis publications, commentators, and online analysts are paying closer attention to her progress. Every appearance now generates discussion because people want to know whether she can continue her upward trajectory. Increased attention is often a sign that the tennis world sees genuine potential. Fans have noticed these changes as well. Online discussions about rankings, future tournaments, and possible breakthrough moments have become more frequent. There is growing excitement whenever her name appears in a draw because people are curious about what she might accomplish. At the same time, greater attention brings greater pressure. Every result is analyzed. Every performance becomes part of a larger narrative. Expectations rise quickly when a player starts generating headlines. Managing those expectations may become one of the biggest challenges of her career. However, many observers believe she possesses the mentality needed to handle that pressure. Her ability to remain focused and continue improving has impressed people throughout the sport. Coaches, analysts, and former professionals often point to mental strength as one of the most important qualities for long-term success. The overall reaction remains overwhelmingly positive. Whether discussing her future ranking potential or her ability to compete against elite opponents, there is a growing sense that Eala could become one of the most influential young players on the WTA Tour. This is the question everyone seems to be asking. Can Eala truly become one of the biggest stars in women's tennis? Several factors suggest that possibility is very real. First, she has demonstrated the technical ability necessary to compete at a high level. Her game continues improving, and she appears increasingly comfortable against stronger competition. Every tournament provides another opportunity to gain valuable experience. Second, she possesses mental resilience. Tennis is a sport filled with challenges. Players experience losses, injuries, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The athletes who eventually reach the top are usually those who learn how to overcome adversity. Eala has already shown signs of that determination. Third, she has developed a connection with fans that many players spend years trying to build. Modern sports stars need more than talent. They need authenticity, personality, and the ability to inspire people. Eala appears to have all three qualities. Of course, the path to superstardom is never simple. The WTA Tour is incredibly competitive. New talents emerge every season, while established stars continue raising the standard. Consistency will be essential if she hopes to climb even higher. There will also be challenges away from the court. Increased media attention, growing expectations, and constant scrutiny can affect any athlete. Learning how to manage those pressures will be critical. Still, the excitement surrounding her future continues to grow. Many believe she has only scratched the surface of her potential. If her current development continues, she could become one of the defining players of the next generation. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of Eala's story is that she is still developing. While many people are already impressed by what she has achieved, there is a strong belief that her biggest accomplishments remain in the future. Every tournament provides lessons. Every match against elite opponents contributes to growth. The experience she gains today could become the foundation for much bigger achievements tomorrow. That is one reason why so many analysts remain optimistic about her long-term prospects. Her confidence continues increasing with every opportunity. Success often creates momentum, and momentum can accelerate development. As players begin believing they belong among the best, they often discover another level in their game. Her fan base is also expanding rapidly. Supporters from around the world are becoming invested in her journey. They want to witness every step, every challenge, and every breakthrough. That growing audience reflects the excitement surrounding her future. The tennis world has seen talented young players emerge before, but not all of them generate this level of attention. Eala's combination of skill, determination, confidence, and popularity makes her story unique. Whether she eventually wins Grand Slam titles, reaches the top rankings, or achieves other historic milestones remains uncertain. That is the nature of professional sports. Nothing is guaranteed. What is certain is that people are paying attention. Berlin Open may ultimately be remembered as the tournament that changed the conversation around Eala forever. It was the moment when many observers stopped viewing her as a promising prospect and started seeing her as a genuine force in women's tennis. And if her current trajectory continues, the biggest chapters of her story may still be waiting to be written. One thing is clear. Eala's rise is happening now, and the tennis world is watching every step of the journey. If you enjoyed this shocking sports update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.